What's popular, YouTube? Another day, another demo. Anybody from Doc's stream in this video in the first 10 comments? Let me know. Leave a like. First of all, leave a like. This is a good one. I also would like to say this is the first time in history I've ever used an entire config, video.txt, auto exec, view model settings, HUD settings. I went all out for this, okay? We have copied over Doc. We basically know what it's like to have Doc's eyeballs. When we look at this match, it's going to look identical to his game, and we're doing it in a match that he played against Heroic. It was one where Heroic, they 2-0'd Poggers. Docc was the best performing player on Poggers for what it's worth. I would also like to give a little shout out to Loba for going crazy in this match as well, especially on Mirage. There was so much banter in this game from last year. And let's look at Docc. Okay, he is a player who's a streamer. All right, I would like to say that. He's 21 years old. He's a streamer. He's had a lot of hype around him. And, you know, he's not playing a ton of matches here. He's mostly just streaming Face It Pugs. He's an Elo demon. I think he's like the highest Elo on Face It. In this game, it's his second last match here. Played against Heroic. 48 kills in 2 maps, a 1.42 rating on Nuke, a 1.16 rating on Mirage. We're watching Mirage because on the T side in this matchup, he got 18 frags, I believe it was. 19 kills. Huge. I mean, this is such a good game. And this is a game where everybody was... there was a unanimous pause champ waiting to watch to see if Docc was going to be able to translate his Face It Elo Demon skills into a live match versus one of the best teams in the world with all the pressure and everybody watching. And he did. And he did. I think that was the point of this. And so we're going to use this demo as propaganda to get Docc back into Tier 1 CS because he should be on a team. My opinion, he proved that he should be. He proved it, okay? The streets want it. Let's make it happen. Let's watch some pregame banter between Loba and Heroic because you know there was so much.
Oh, wait, let me show you. We are ready. Oh yeah, my name is Lobanjika. I'm playing with KD, I'm playing with Spawn, I'm playing with Oscar, I'm playing with the cheater from Netherlands, Docc. That's our team. We have a social media girl. It's my girlfriend. We have a coach, the best coach ever, and that's Docc's girlfriend. That's the team. First time ever playing a Tier 1 event. Blast organized a sick bootcamp for us. I saw how it is to be a professional gamer. I wish to be a professional gamer. This
Let's
is
go.
My dream. It's amazing. I love it.
Shadow Blast.
Never played in a big tournament except ESA Cash Cups, FPL, and some smaller lands. Nothing this big, nothing this quality organized, nothing this sexy.
The content god.
So watch us if you want to have a good laugh, if you want to see some trolling, if you want to see some zero IQ plays, then maybe you can use those.
Yo,
August.
I mean, we saw Docc, but he buys first of all, he buys a deagle on the pistol round. Loba was talking shit the whole game to Cadian. It was hilarious. There were tweets before and after the game went down. This game had it all. So why don't we hop in and watch Poggers play against A1 competition and see how the streamers do when now they're in full view in a tournament setting with the whole world watching and have to show up. And we're going to watch this specifically from Doc's POV and enjoy. So let's hop in. Oh, I'm rubbing my hands together for this one. Getting to watch a Docc demo. I mean, listen, I would say it's a privilege. It's a treat. I could have watched this when the match happened and I failed to do that. For this game, man, we went all out. I've never ever copied over an entire config to watch a demo, but I have to say, I'm a Docc lurker. I'm in his chat sometimes. He is the biggest Elo demon on Face It. I be watching, you know, not always talking, but always watching for the Maria peaks. Okay, I'm gonna sound like such a viewer right now, but I've always been obsessed with his settings. I actually think that his game just always looks so good. So I copied over his entire config, video settings. We even got the size of his mini map here. So this is the first time we've like watched a demo with everything. So I think that that'd be the highest honor I could give to somebody on this channel. So it comes because I feel like Docc has played with the best settings. Okay, chill out for a second. We're looking at the pistol round. Docc has a deagle. Kick this off. This is a real match. I mean, we're playing against Heroic. We're playing against like prime Heroic too. Like, you know, really good Heroic right now. Blast Showdown. They got a performance coach. They got a masseuse. They got a coach. The coach for Poggers was Loba's girlfriend, I think. And I think the manager was Docc's girlfriend. Oh my god. That's the first kill of the game. Okay. I remember... Did I cast this? I mean, I maybe did. It's Blast. It's a 50-50 chance. I can't remember. Oh my god. All I can remember thinking is Docc actually played well. And... excuse me for being surprised, but... it's very often that we'll see players that are really good at playing Face-It Pugs, and it doesn't necessarily translate to playing Pro CS. They actually don't have that much to do with each other. Of course, wow. Okay, nice shot test this. Fundamentally speaking, yeah, the game is... you have to be good individually to keep up at the pro level. But of course, there's so much more to it. But what was awesome about watching this was the fact that we got to see that Docc, he had the skills to play Pugs, but he also was, first of all, the best player on Poggers across the two maps they played in the series. And someone who looked like he was actually making the round move forward, right? He wasn't just like collecting stats. So that was another cool part. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Loba for this map, because I also remember that Loba made a lot of good moves around connector to call out Heroic for either faking being there or not being there, and getting lurks off that allowed other people to get kills as well. So there was a ton of banter, by the way. I would pay attention to the in-game chat, because Loba and Cadian, they've got a very special friendship where they are so nice to each other that it almost sounds mean. Okay, into TopCon, and this game, they keep it simple, right? You're coming into this match, you play the qualifier, you don't have tons of practice together, you're not a real team in some sense, where you're playing all season long, of course, we can get that out of the way. Sadly, they've, of course, broken up since this match. But look what's happening right now. Already 2-0 with a successful cat split, the connector control. It all looks good. Did you really want to play Mirage against the greatest Pug Demon on Face-It? I should say Pug Demons. That was the bravest move already by Heroic. So let's check it out. So I think right away, this is the turn of hell. All right, let me just go ahead and just quickly go over this again, because I do this sometimes. But right here, this straightaway, right? I mean, think about this as F1. I mean, I don't watch F1, so I can't really do any... I can't really reference it in any meaningful sense. But I imagine on a straightaway, you really hit the gas pedal, right? You try to get to the end of the... you try to get to the end of the straightaway as fast as possible. And then, of course, you know, you need to slow down for the turn. These are the angles that you have to worry about when you're playing off of the cat split, okay? And so this area is the place where you can die the most when you're splitting off cat. This is a danger zone. This is a danger zone. And anything around connector is really worrying. So last round we saw that Docc went here, smoked top con, so they could split cat. Now the reason that you'd say, why would you subject yourself to going B if the most dangerous part of the map versus pistols for you is right here on cat? And the reason is because if the CTs do not kill you in this area, you have the easier site to take. You have another straightaway here. You have a site that has one position here, one position boosted up on the box, the van position, which could get mollied, under the window, inside of get right, by, I know you wouldn't stand in electric, but inside the market door, skadoodle, empty pillar. Okay, these are positions that you can stand with the pistols. How many of these positions have cover? This is going to get mollied. This will be guaranteed a good position to play with a pistol. Playing inside of the market is fine, but it could get smoked, or you just don't have that many lines of sight. And then get right is the other one, which is also pretty good, but will get cleared. So for the T's, if they're grouped up, 4 or 5 T's right here, coming in for the cat split, this is what makes it such an attractive option on the anti-ecos, is because once you turn this corner, you don't have to worry about this pain point. You don't have to worry about this pain point. You don't have to worry about any of the connector stuff. Anybody spamming from back here, and your first target is this, everyone else is screwed. Everyone else is screwed. So we're going to see them turn right now. And I don't know if this is a CT smoke that comes down. Sometimes T's actually smoke this off to make it look like it's a full B split with a lot of B apps control. Bomb taking the most dangerous route to the plant zone, but they get the kill, they get the site, and you can kind of just feel how open everything is right now. I mean, besides having to worry about the market window, once you turn these bricks, it's super easy. So always, that's why you see a lot of pro teams end cat splits towards B. Does it mean you do it every single time? No, because I always wanted a word for information that is no longer valuable once enough people know about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if everybody knows that a cat split to be on anti-eco is the best strat, then it suddenly becomes a worse strat because more people are going to be prepared for that. Like, if CT's every round set up to stop any kind of cat split from coming in, then suddenly you might as well go A, right? But if they're set up in any kind of normal way, then going cat split is always going to be a plus EV play for you on T side. And that's the only reason I think that you see teams not do that every single time. But you'll see a lot of anti-ecos at the pro level, the tier 1 level even, end up being splits cat B. Okay, this one's a little rough. Well, they get down under Balk, so... Okay, let's see how we bring them around to its maximum potential. Doc's just going to look like he's going to take duels. Of course, they can be on any of these angles, so you really want to smooth them out. So I just skip back, and I want to explain the difference between pre-aiming and smoothing when it comes to the angle here on stairs that we're going to see Docc have to interact with in a second. A fundamentally important concept, okay? So let's watch Docc clear these stairs, and then we're going to watch him clear the side of the stairs. And I want to draw attention to the fact that if you're going to clear on the side of the stairs in this particular situation, rounds come to a halt, you guys are out A, everyone's been in this situation a number of times. The CTs can be in jungle, they can be in the top corner of con, top right, they can be on the stairs, they can be inside of con, they can be standing out on any of those off angles. In that situation where they can be standing anywhere, you want to smooth the angle. So we're going to see Docc smooth the angle. In a situation where there's only one or two angles, you want to pre-aim and swing. So sometimes you aim it to the wall and swing if it gives you perfect crosshair placement. But you can't do that in this situation. You want to smooth it like Doc's about to do. So you see the pre-aims and now the smoothing, okay? So this is a good example. We don't see him take a fight there, but you're always pre-aiming or smoothing based on where you think you're going to be. And in this situation, he's being aware of all the off angles that could potentially come up. So make sure when you're coming into a fight, you're always thinking, should I be pre-aiming or should I be smoothing? So this plant, I mean, C is not planting right on the default in case it gets spammed. This smoke allows a CT from CT spawn to spam a little bit more easily, but it also makes it feel like there could be a one-way over the top of reverse firebox. So I think normally you would smoke towards CT and then plant the bomb there, but I mean, either way, somebody could spam if they wanted to. And a nice try on the 1vx. Doesn't work out this time, but worth a shot. Really didn't have a choice. I'm just checking my clock. I have a flight in a couple hours to go to Copenhagen. A beautiful entry. Sometimes this entry is make or break, right? Look at the amount of difference in the round when he gets the kill, because now you can throw all of your scaling grenades, get out there. You know you've killed an important anchor on the site. Shush dead, of course. Under Balk is always a threat, but with that cleaned, you can start moving. There's a little bit too much stutter stepping going on, of course, on the exec, but another key kill comes down. Spawn doesn't get the plant off because he's worried. And this is where you take your creativity to the next level. Oh, Stow wins out versus Docc. Oh my god. Stow's an assassin. Okay, this smoke is so poofy, it kind of acts the same way like Docc smoke did on default, where you think it could be one-wayed, which is favorable for the CTs. Normally what you see is when a CT is smoked out in the CT spawn, they'll jump off to the side, let the T's take the site, and then when they think the smoke is done, they will bounce a smoke into the front of triple. So it kind of connects to triple. And even if you don't use it, it makes the T's have to watch more because they don't know if you can come out the right side and one way or go out the left side towards triple. So it's a very important counter smoke when you lose the site control to just cause some fear. And you can use it as well, but just in case, to cause some fear. Slow things down. We're going to see in this match. I mean, I didn't pre-watch this demo just because I wanted to be a surprise. But I remember, because I either casted it or I definitely watched it live, that there was a lot of connector plays for the T side. And it worked out pretty well. And I think here's a round where we're going to see Loba take advantage of the space, you know, I think pretty quickly. Yeah, he finds a lurk out, just instantly gets towards window. This is already a winning spot, right? Because who is going to watch their... I can tell right now, right? Who is going to watch their back with the top con smoke and literally shushes right here? Literally shushes sitting here waiting for a lurk to come up the stairs. So Loba has a timing. If Cadian turns around, he's actually kind of silly, right? If you think about it. So this is free. They're still down on the window. Docc gets that kill. Loba opened up this round. They know Shush is alive and on the A site. And Loba's about to come in to fight him. Loba gets the kill with the op. And look at the space that's created. And I'm not joking, man. I know people were memeing on Loba coming into this match. I think he was the highest rated player from Poggers on Mirage. So this dynamic duo of Docc and Loba, they put on a show, man. It was hilarious. Let's keep going. The early death from Stown. And you can see that Docc did hella work on the C side. Oh, we just saw so many feet. Okay, and he's waiting for a flash. Peeks out afterwards. Good discipline. Kills come in. Simple stuff. Into the tack timeout. Got to consult with the coach. And the late flash is here. And the molly is deep, but it's actually super late. So Heroic were expecting a different play. Or, yeah, they just weren't expecting a full-on rush. Because who actually full-on rushes B these days? Almost no one. The reason why you don't rush B as often is because... Usually you have to start walking here when you're going for a B pop, for example, and then you walk the rest of the way up to here. You leave one guy here who'll probably take a little nade damage. Everybody else groups up in this area, and then you either throw smokes or you don't. But as soon as you turn this corner, that's when the first flash comes out, and then you jump out the window and charge across the site. But the reason that you don't just run the whole way usually is because in the beginning of the round, one CT will go here, and then they'll start walking right here just to listen for the rush. And if you walk here when the T's are right here, you will hear everybody running, and you can pre-molly. You could pre-molly here, you can nade in here, you can drop your van pillar smoke, you can fall back easily. So you give them too much notice. So there's no way to counter the fact that the CTs are right in this zone by get right as soon as you're running in this area. So that's why you don't see it as often. But Heroic, we're trying to play... You know, Heroic are trying to play with the expectation that there is not going to simply be a rush. Like, that's just off the table. And I think you've heard some people say, like, teams make excuses when they are the better team. I'm not saying Heroic did this, but I'm saying teams say, oh, we lost because they were stupid, or we lost because they were playing in such a way that they would never play on LAN, or they'll say things like that. And that's one of those examples, right? If Heroic were playing against Na'Vi are never, ever going to full rush into the site like we just saw. They don't do that. But because of that, Heroic have conditioned themselves into believing, well, they can now delay on grenades. They can now throw a late deep molly into B and stop a delayed B pop, which they would be expecting. And then that actually opens up the ape option. Okay, that opens up the ability to Fnatic B, which creates for an interesting rock, paper, scissors type engagement. And I think that most teams that are pug teams like this wouldn't have the gall to go for a rush in that situation, even though they know that a simple round is probably the best. And that's because you'd be kind of scared. You're playing against Heroic. Let's play better, right? And then there's some irony to that, because participating in the ape option sometimes is the best option. It's the best call. Smoke's a little off, but they made progress. Look at this. Instant on the anti-eco into the cat split. What have we talked about? No one get right. And then let's look at the lines. Docc is holding here for the bench peak. There's a smoke here for the Van Pillar player. Likely no one is going to sit electric unless they jump out of the window. Let's see how Docc scales. So he doesn't even clear it. He sees him coming out, jumping out of the window. And these kills are just falling into place like dominoes. Like, no problem. You know the round is pretty much over when you make a play like this. Honestly, a very nice flash. One peek could have come out and made that very awkward. This is huge. Okay, 1v2 for Docc. Ooh, refresh too quick. Why'd they cut that guy? I think the coolest part about this is we still see Docc moving deliberately. We don't see him second guessing on confidence how he's going to play something. He doesn't look shaky at all. He looks like he's moving just like he does in his pugs. And that's something you can't predict, especially when you pick up some player who's new or something. You can't predict how confident they'll be when you start to up the level of pressure. People respond to pressure differently. And I think Docc handled it in such a way that you just want to see him play Pro CS. End of the day, you want to see Docc play Pro CS. Hashtag Docc for Pro. Thing is, it's a very happy and stable life if you have a good enough stream with sponsors to just keep streaming. It's also fun. I mean, it does cost you all of your mental health to play Faceit Pugs all day. But if you're the best player on Faceit, I mean, maybe it's not so bad, right? But either way, playing on a pro team is a whole new set of responsibilities and whatever. But yo, for the fans, Docc, join a team. Bring poggers back to life. That's all I'm saying. The streets want it. And I think, I mean, after seeing yourself play this this level, at a pro level, you gotta get addicted to the fact that you're looking this good versus a team this good, right? You gotta think for a second, like, I mean, Heroic won a LAN this year. Could that have been me? It's on your mind. I don't care who you are. Oh, it's free. Look at this move. Oh my god. Okay, I watched that with X-Ray on. That's why the tournament broadcast ain't shit. All right, that's why we watch it here on Coach Lau without X-Ray on. You see how fast that was? Win this easy. Okay, so spawn in this position. Needs to scale this way. And on this specific line, okay? Because if there's someone in CT spawn watching, if you stay behind this triple, there's going to be one moment where you're visual, like where you're spottable, and then you're gone. You can either sit in Apex, sit Tetris, go back to ramp with Docc. Docc can go around a pallet, whatever you want to do. You don't have to move that much. You have an op as well. Oh, he got the jungle kill. Okay. And Docc just planning for his death there. Of course, there's nothing you can do. Holding for the stairs peak. And he can pop up and see the side of stairs like we just watched. So you can crouch again, see the top of stairs. And now it's just about what he thinks is going to occur. Oh, it's beautiful. Shot in, 4K. Insane. Look at that round. Decimated them inside a jungle. That's the moment where everybody watching, praying on his downfall, rooting against him, everyone he's stolen elo from in Pugs, was like, okay. All right. More of a proud moment to say you lost to a guy who just got that 4K at the Blast Showdown versus Heroic, you know? Okay. Preem wasn't perfect. You see, okay, so that was actually a good example of where he smoothed, where if he pre-aimed, then there's a chance Cadian dies. It's still unlike Cadian still has kind of an advantage. He's got this very small angle. He's got a very powerful line. I mean, if he's sitting there, you should be dead. But if Docc didn't smooth the angle like this, kind of slowly, it wouldn't be as easy for Cadian to just simply get that kill. And in fact, if the shot was fast enough, he could have actually won it if he was really ready for Cadian to be sitting there. Oof. And this is it, the last round of the half. 9 HP on Docc, 2v4 as they trade out. So much health lost, though. This will be more than difficult. I mean, this is the point in the half. Your coach comes through. Hey, yo. 8 rounds. It's soft. We go into CT side. It's a wrap. I mean, they went on to lose, I think, 16-11, but that's what you tell. That's what you tell your team. But it was at this point where everyone pause champed in unison. We thought, the streets thought, that Poggers were going to win this game. Okay, and that's it. Spawn gives it his best shot. And it's a wrap. It's over. So, are you convinced? That's what I want to know from you guys today in the comments. Are you convinced? You watched Docc play. This is the Showdown 2021. Okay, and Docc is still gaming. He's playing 10 pugs a day. He's still the same player. He's still as good as he could be. He's still young as hell. I think, of course, he could absolutely be pro. He was even listed by BlameF in his bold prediction for the last year for someone who should be pro or should be on the come up. Docc has what it takes. Oh, wait. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Does Docc have what it takes? Let us know. How do we get Docc off the content grind and onto a team? That's what the streets want, Docc. Give the streets what they want. The streets will come for you. All right? All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, let me know who you want to see next in the comments below. Good to see. I was going to watch the Face It demo, actually, but we decided not to. We decided to go with the match. So I think this is a little bit more juicy, and it was very impressive. So, okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know who you want to see next. Take care.